Hold on. This is the 2017 Delta Norwood-205 to Stillwell Avenue radio check.
2017 Delta Norwood-205 to Coney Island, Stillwell, radio checks loud and clear. You depart the layup, let me know when you have doors open in Norwood-205.
Copy.
Romeo Jackson Heights has a codfish for 60th Street line. Your next call back is Queens Plaza.
Blvd train, the next stop.
2017 Delta, doors open, Norwood-205.
2017 Delta, that is a copy, doors open at 205. Still have a few seconds before you can depart. Let us know you can head out.
Yeah, copy.
2018 Romeo radio check.
2018 Romeo, you need to call in with your full call sign. Thank you. Once again, 2018 Romeo, you need to call in with your full call sign before you get clearance to proceed.
2018 Romeo, Bay Ridge to Forest Hills. Forest Hills to Bay Ridge radio check.
2018 Romeo, Continental Bay Ridge, radio checks loud and clear. You can proceed out of the layup. Let me know when you have doors open at Forest Hills.
Copy.
Listen to 1954 Romeo, Lexington 59th.
54 Romeo, Lex 59, that is a copy. You have full line and proceed to Times Square, 42nd. What's your next call back?
Copy, 42nd.
Train 17 Delta, you may proceed out of Norwood-205. Next call back will be Bedford Park Boulevard.
It's copy, Bedford Park Boulevard.
Romeo, doors open at 47.
2018 Romeo, that's a copy. We depart Forest Hills and ready. Next call back is Jackson Heights, Roosevelt.
Copy.
This is Bedford Park Boulevard. Transfers available to B train.
Columbus Circle, 53 Delta. 953 Delta, 59th Street, Columbus Circle has a copy for 6th Avenue line. Your next call back, 42nd Street, Bryant Park.
Bryant Park.
Manhattan Blvd train, the next stop is Cambridge Road. Stand clear.
17 Delta, Bedford Park Boulevard.
2017 Delta Bedford Park Boulevard, that is a copy. Push for Concourse local line. Your next callback is Tremont Avenue.
Tremont.
Queensboro Plaza.
Pearl Plaza for the 2012 Nancy, that is a copy. Your next callback to your next stop, Lexington 59th.
Lex 59.
2005 Delta is at 161st.
05 Delta 161, that is a copy. Next callback is 145.
Time 4.
This is Kingsbridge Road. This is a Manhattan-bound D train. The next stop is Fordham Road. Stand clear of the...
This is the 2025 Nancy requesting a radio check.
2025 Nancy, please call in with your full call sign. Thank you.
2025 Nancy Ditmars to Stillwell Avenue requesting him for a radio check.
2025 Nancy, Astoria-Ditmars, Coney Island, Stillwell. Radio checks loud and clear.
10-4.
Walls are gone.
1954 Romeo, Times Square, 42nd Street.
Before Romeo at Times Square, that is a copy. Push for local line. Your next callback, 14th Street, Union Square.
Lex 59, 2012 Nancy.
2012 Nancy, Lexington 59th, that is a copy. Your next callback will be Times Square, 42nd.
53 Delta calling in at Bryant Park.
53 Delta, 42nd Street, Bryant Park, that is a copy. Push for express line. Your next callback is West 4th.
Copy.
I'll be putting my 2005 Delta is at 145.
25 Delta 145, that is a copy. Push for express line. Your next callback is 125.
Time 4.
the 2025 Nancy Ditmars Boulevard to Stillwell Avenue, requesting lineup out of Ditmars Boulevard.
This is a Manhattan-bound D train.
2025
The next
Nancy, you have
stop
line
is
by Astoria-Ditmars. Next callback is Queensboro Plaza.
10-4.
2006 Romeo, Queens Plaza, punch 4, 60th Street.
2006 Romeo, that's copy 4 Queens Plaza. Your next callback is Lexington 9th.
Coming for Lexington
30 Romeo radio check.
2030 Romeo, please call out your full call sign before you receive further instruction. Thank you.
30 Romeo, Continental Bay Ridge radio check.
2030 Romeo, thank you. Radio checks loud and clear. You can part the layup. Let me know when you have doors open at Forest Hills.
10-4.
This is Tremont Avenue. Manhattan-bound D train. The next stop is
2017 Delta, Tremont Avenue.
5th Street. Stay clear of the closing doors.
Delta Tremont, that is a cop push for local line. Next callback 161st.
161.
2005 Delta is at 125.
5 Delta 125, that is a cop. Your next callback is 59th Street, Columbus Circle.
53 Delta, West 4th Street.
53 Delta West 4th, that is a copy. Your next callback is Grand Street.
Copy.
This is 174, 175th Streets.
Romeo Jacksonite.
Manhattan
2018 Romeo Jackson Heights Roosevelt, that is a cop push for 60th Street line. Next callback is Queens Plaza.
Copy.
1954 Romeo, 14th Street, Union Square.
54 Romeo Union Square, that is a copy. Next callback will be Canal Street.
Top of Canal Street. 30 Romeo, doors open, Forest Hills.
30 Romeo, that is copy. Doors open at Forest Hills. Still have 2 minutes before you can depart. Let you know you can proceed out.
Square 2012 Nancy.
Point 12 Nancy Town Square 42nd, that's a cop. Push for Express Line. Your next callback, 14th Street, Union Square.
Union Square.
This is 170th Street.
Romeo, Lexington Avenue, Grand Street.
Manhattan-bound D train. The next stop is 160.
Lexington 59th for the 2006 Romeo, that is a copy. Your next callback will be Times Square 42nd.
Copy for 42nd Street.
What was the 2012 call back again?
2012 Nancy.
2012 Nancy, 14 Union Square.
Okay, 14.
Grant, you're for the 53 Delta.
953 Delta, Grand Street, that is a copy. You can hold there for 90 seconds due to space between you and the train behind you.
Holding.
This is 167th Street. This is a Manhattan-bound D train. The next stop is 161st Street, Yankee Stadium. Stand clear of the closing doors.
Romeo, Canal Street.
54 Romeo Canal, that is a copy. Your next callback is Whitehall Street.
Copy, Whitehall.
Three Delta, you may proceed out of Grand Street, push your Delta line. Your next callback to decob interlock, your next 154.
154.
This is 161st Street, Yankee Stadium. Transfers available to the B and 4 train.
14th Street, 2012 Nancy.
12 Nancy, 14th Street, that is a copy. Your next callback is Canal Street.
Canal.
Manhattan-bound D train.
2005 Delta is at 59th Street, come over the circle.
2017 Delta 161 Yankee Stadium.
Alright, 2005 Delta, 59th, that is a copy for 6th Avenue line. Next callback, 42nd Street, Bryant Park.
Time for
2017 Delta, 161, next callback, 145.
Copy all on 145.
30-year-old Romeo ready to depart.
2030 Romeo, that is a copy. Next callback is going to be Woodhaven Boulevard.
Woodhaven.
Queensboro Plaza for the 2025 Nancy.
125 Nancy, Queensboro, that is a copy. Next callback, Lexington 59th.
That'd be like 5-9.
This is 155th Street, first stop in Manhattan.
'2037 Nancy from Astoria to Stillwell, calling in for radio check.
D Express. The next stop is 145th Street.
137 Nancy, Astoria-Ditmars, Coney Island-Stillwell. Radio checks loud and clear.
10-4. Romeo, Times Square, 42nd Street.
36 Romeo, Times Square. That is a copy. Push for local lineup. Your next callback is 14th Street, Union Square.
Copy for 14th Street.
2012 Canal Street. 2012 Nancy Canal.
12 Nancy Canal. That is a copy. Push for Nancy lineup. Next callback. Decouple interlock X144.
X144.
C trains. Brooklyn-bound D Express. The next stop is
17 Delta, Island 145.
And 2037 Nancy's ready to depart Astoria.
17 Delta 145. That is a copy. Push for express lineup. Next callback is 125.
25.
37 Nancy.
4053 Delta.
Is Queensboro Plaza. 37
And for
Nancy.
Queensboro closing down.
1953 Delta at interlocking X154. That is a copy. Next callback will be Pacific Street.
Pacific.
.2005 Delta is at 42nd Street, Bryant Park.
2005 Delta 42nd Bryant Park. That is a copy. Next callback will be West 4th.
10-4.
2025 Nancy at Lex 59.
X59 for the. Sorry, 2025 Nancy. That's a copy. Next callback is Times Square 42nd.
Copy Times Square.
2030 Romeo, Woodhaven Boulevard.
Romeo Woodhaven. That's a copy. Next callback will be Jackson Heights Roosevelt.
Jackson Heights.
1954 Romeo, Whitehall Street.
4 Romeo Whitehall. That is a copy. Next callback will be 4th Street.
Copy 4th Street.
2042 Romeo, Forest Hills to Bears 95th Street, calling up a radio check.
42 Romeo, Forest Hills to Bears 95th. Radio checks loud and clear. You can park the layup. Let me know you have doors open at Forest Hills.
Copy.
This is 125th Street. Transfers available to the A, B, and C trains. Connections available to the M60 bus to LaGuardia Airport.
Mm. 2017 Delta, Harlem 125.
125 for the 2017 Delta. That's a copy. Next callback will be 59th Street, Columbus Circle.
59 Columbus. forgot I muted this little dog.
Pacific Street, 53 Delta.
1953 Delta at Pacific Street, that is a copy. Your next callback is going to be signal F3-3, I believe it's 360. It's where the first set of cones are. It is at the south end of Union Street.
360.
Decop, X144 for the 2012 Nancy.
Nancy 54 Romeo, Court Street.
2012 Nancy at interlocking X144, that is a copy. Next callback will be Pacific Street.
Atlantic Pacific.
54 Romeo Court, next callback to Ecolb Avenue.
Copy the help.
2006 Romeo Corner at 14th.
06 Romeo at Union Square, it's a copy. Next callback is Canal Street.
Perfect.
.2042 Romeo, doors are open at Forest Hills.
42 Romeo, that's a copy. Still a few seconds before you can depart. Let you know.
Copy.
53 Delta, we bypass F3 355 and we're approaching the colors. And
This is a copy. 1953 Delta, be advised you have a 10-mile-per-hour speed restriction until signal F3-408. It is at the north end of Prospect Avenue. Your next callback will be at 36th Street.
36.
Two
22 Romeo. 22 Romeo, you may depart Forest Hills and Ray. Next callback will be Jackson Heights Roosevelt.
Copy.
2005 Delta at West 4th.
05 Delta West 4th, that is a copy. Next callback will be Grand Street.
10-4.
.2030 Romeo, Jackson Heights.
Jackson Heights for the 2030 Romeo, that is a copy. Mr. 60th Street Line, your next callback is Queens Plaza.
Queens Plaza.
1954 Romeo, Decom Avenue.
54 Romeo, DeKalb Avenue, that is the copy. You're going to hold there as a Nancy crossing in front of you, Pacific Express.
Copy holding.
Atlantic Pacific, 2012 Nancy.
2012 Nancy at Pacific Street, that is a copy. Next callback will be signal F3-360. It's at the south end of Union.
Well, repeat that. F3
360, 360.
360. Thank you. Oh, I didn't remember that. Copy passing F360.
954 Romeo, you ever see that DeKalb Avenue, push your 4th Avenue line. Your next callback is Pacific Street.
Copy Pacific Street.
Nancy at Times Square, 42nd Street.
1025 Nancy, Times Square, 42nd. That is a copy for the Express Live. Your next call back, 14th Street, Union Square.
Copy 14.
.2006 Romeo, Canal Street.
Street for the 2006 Romeo. That is a copy. Next call back will be Whitehall Street.
Under Whitehall.
Essex 2012 passing signal F3-360.
12 Nancy, that is a copy. Be advised you have 10 mile per hour speed restriction until signal F3-408. It is at the north end of Prospect Avenue. Next callback will be at that signal, F3-408.
F3-408, that's copy.
2017 Delta, 59th Columbus.
17 Delta, that's copy for Columbus Circle, 6th Avenue line. For your next callback, 42nd Street, Bryant Park.
Copy, Bryant.
2037 Nancy, Queensboro Plaza.
Queensboro, 37 Nancy, that is a copy. Next callback is Lexington, 59th.
10-4 Lex 59, closing now.
2005 Delta's at Grand Street.
Grand Street for the 2005 Delta, that is a copy. But for Delta Line, your next callback is DeKalb Airlock X154.
Time 4.
Oh.
53 Delta approaching F3408.
3 Delta, that is a copy. May resume normal speed once your entire train has passed that signal.
Copy.
This is 7th Avenue, 53rd Street. Transfers available to BN.
1954 Romeo, Pacific Street.
954 Romeo at Pacific, that is a copy. I'm going to hold you there for 1 minute for space. You got 2 trains in the flagging area.
Copy holding.
.49 Nancy Street, part of Astoria-Ditmars Boulevard.
49 Nancy, you need to call for a radio check before you receive further instructions.
Calling in for a radio check.
This is 4750.
2049 Nancy, Astoria-Ditmars, Coney Island, Stillwell, radio checks out, clear, you can park, Astoria-Ditmars, next callback is Queensboro Plaza.
Copy that.
2025 Nancy at 14th Street, Union Square.
14th Street, Union Square for 2025 Nancy, that is a copy. Next callback will be Canal Street.
Copy Canal.
1954 Romeo, you may depart Pacific Street. Your next callback, signal F3-360. It is where the first set of cones are at the south end of Union Street.
Copy for proceeding to signal.
2037 Nancy, Lexington Avenue, 59th Street.
.37 Nancy at Lex 59, that is a copy. Your next callback is Times Square, 42nd.
10-4 Times Square, closing.
36 local for the 53 Delta.
53 Delta at 36th Street, that is a copy for West End lineup. Your next callback is your next stop, 9th Avenue.
9th Avenue.
This is 42nd Street, Bryant Park. Transfers available to the 7 F and M trains.
.1954 Romeo is approaching Union Street.
54 Romeo, that is a copy. Be advised you have a 10-mile-per-hour speed restriction until north of Prospect Avenue, a single F3-408. Your next callback will be at those green cones at Prospect.
Copy for Prospect.
2017 Delta, 42nd Bryant Park.
Hey Delta, 42nd, that is a copy. Next callback is West 4th.
West 4th.
2012 Nancy, once you get past those green cones, you have full line into 36. You don't need to call in at the cones.
Oh, that's a copy. I was about to call in at the city, left 3408.
2005 Delta at the Coventry S154.
05 Delta X154, that is a copy. Next callback is Pacific Street.
2012 Nancy, just past F308 or 408, I think it is.
12 Nancy, that's a copy. Of full line into 36.
Copy, full lines in 36.
2006 Romeo, Whitehall Street.
Oh 06 Romeo at Whitehall, it's a copy. Next callback Court Street.
Court.
This is a Brooklyn-bound D Express train. Next stop is West 4th Street, Washington Square. Staying clear for closing doors.
.2025 Nancy at Canal Street.
Now 25 Nancy. 25 Nancy at Canal Street, push your Nancy line. Next callback, decover and lock X144.
Copy X144.
53 Delta at 9th Avenue, it's a copy. Your next callback is 62nd Street.
Copy.
30 Romeo, Queens Plaza.
3 Romeo at Queens Plaza, that is a copy. Next callback is Lexington 59th.
Lex 59.
Nancy, 36th Street, southbound local track.
12 Nancy at 36, that is a copy. Push for a local line. Your next callback will be 59th Street.
59.
Next stop is
Alright, 2006 Romeo at Court Street. Next callback is DeKalb Avenue.
Come for DeKalb Avenue.
Delta West 4th, Washington Square.
17 Delta West 4th, that is a copy. Next callback is Grand Street.
Grand Street.
.2005 Delta is at Pacific Street.
05 Delta Pacific Street, that is a copy. Your next callback is going to be at the first set of yellow cones. It is near signal F3-360 at Union Street.
10-4.
2042 Romeo is at Jackson Heights.
30 Romeo Jackson Heights, that is a copy for 60th Street Live. Your next callback is Queens Plaza.
Queens Plaza.
$1954 Romeo, you have full lineup into 36th Street. Your new callback is 36.
This is Broadway, Lafayette Street.
Copy 36th Street.
To the BFM in downtown 6th Street.
$20.37 Nancy, Times Square, 42nd.
Brooklyn bound D train. Next stop is Grand Street. Stand clear of the closing doors.
Times Square 42nd for the 37 Nancy, that is a copy. Push the express line. Your next callback, 14th Street Union Square.
10-4-14, closing now.
2006 Romeo, DeKalb Avenue.
2005 Delta, go ahead.
Passing signal FV360.
2005 Delta at the copy. Advise you have 10 mile per hour speed restriction until north of Prospect Avenue, signal F3-408. Your next callback is going to be at those green cones north of Prospect Avenue.
10-4.
2006 Romeo, DeKalb. Next callback will be Pacific.
Copy 4 Atlantic Pacific.
30 Romeo, Lex 5.
53 Delta, 62nd Street, that is a copy. Your next callback will be Bay Parkway.
Parkway.
2030 Romeo at Lexington 59th. Next callback is Times Square 42nd.
Times Square.
2025 Nancy at interlocking X144.
X144 for the 2025 Nancy, that is a copy. Next callback will be... actually, you're going to hold there. Romeo crossing in front of you to Pacific.
Dispatch, coming to the 2012 Nancy, Astoria-Ditmars.
12 Nancy, go ahead.
Signal F1529. I stopped in time, but it is not changing.
12 Nancy, what's the reading of the signal ahead of it?
The signal ahead of it is a green over yellow.
12 Nancy, that is a copy. You can proceed past that signal as normal then. Just let me know when you have doors open 59th.
That's copy, doors open 59.
49 Nancy is at Queensboro Plaza.
49 Nancy, Queensboro, that's a copy. Next callback to Lexington 59th.
Copy that.
17 Delta, Grand Street.
Grand Street 17 Delta, that is a copy. Next callback will be DeKalb interlocking X154.
Copy X154.
59th Street for the 2012 Nancy.
12 Nancy, 59th local as a copy. Push your Sea Beach line. Your next callback is New Utrecht Avenue.
New Utrecht Avenue, Sea Beach line.
2006 Romeo Atlantic Pacific Express Track.
2006 Romeo Atlantic Pacific, that is a copy. Next callback, signal F3-360. It is where the first set of yellow cones is at Union Street.
It's copy 4, signal F3-360.
This is the 1954 Romeo, 36th Street.
2025 Nancy holding interlocking X144. You may proceed to Pacific Street. 1954 Romeo at 36. Next callback's 59.
Copy 59.
2025 Nancy, once again, you may proceed to Pacific Street.
Copy that.
$2037 Nancy is at 14th Street Union Square.
Union Square for the 2037 Nancy, that is a copy. Next callback will be Canal Street.
Copy Canal lower level closing now.
Six Romeo bypass 16 F3-360.
The 2012 dispatch coming to the 2012 Nancy again.
2012 Nancy, go ahead.
On the Sea Beach line, there's a bunch of floating home signals that aren't changing. Or they
12
clear
Nancy,
5.
Nancy, the one at the ground level cleared though.
Yes, it did. There's just floating signals.
Yeah, 12 Nancy, just follow the ground signals.
Alright, so ignore those. Copy.
2006 Romeo, be advised you have 10-mile-per-hour speed restriction until north of Prospect Avenue. Next callback is north of Prospect Avenue, the green cones.
Copy 4 goes to Prospect.
Falling back at Lex 59 for the 2049 Nancy.
49 Nancy, Lex 59 is a copy. Next callback 57th Street, 7th Avenue.
Copy.
Romeo, Times Square.
42 Romeo, Queens Plaza.
30 Romeo, Times Square, 42nd, that's a copy. Next callback will be 14th Street, Union Square.
Union Square.
32 Romeo, Queens Plaza, 60th Street Live. Next callback will be Lexington 59.
Lex 59.
Hey Parker for the 53 Delta.
Copy. Next callback is Bay 50th.
50.
2017 Delta, decal X154.
X154 for the 2017 Delta as a copy. Please hold as a point from the Pacific.
This is the 1954 Romeo, 59th Street, 4th Avenue.
2025 Nancy at Pacific.
Before Romeo 59th, that is a copy. Push for Bayridge Line. Next callback to your last stop, Bayridge 95th.
Copy 95th.
2025 Nancy at Pacific, I'm going to hold you there. You got 2 trains in the flagging area in front of you.
Copy holding.
2037 Nancy is at Canal Street.
2005 Delta, your new callback is 36th Street.
Time 4.
2037 Nancy Canal, push for Nancy Line, next callback, interlocking X144.
Copy, interlocking X144, closing down.
New Utrecht Avenue, 2012 Nancy.
12 Nancy, New Utrecht, that is a copy, next callback, Kings Highway.
Copy Kings Highway.
Calling back at Midtown 57th Street for the 2049 Nancy.
37th Street, 7th Avenue for the 49 Nancy, that's a copy, next callback, Times Square, 42nd.
Copy that.
2005 Delta is at 36th Street, local.
36 local, that is a copy, push forward, West End line, if next callback to your next stop, 9th Avenue.
Time 4.
Alright, 2025 Nancy holding at Pacific, you may proceed out, next callback. Signal F3-360 is where the first set of yellow cones are at. It is south of Union Street.
Copy F3-360.
The 2017 Delta holding at interlock X154, next callback Pacific.
Yeah, Pacific.
.06 Romeo, your new callback is 36th Street.
.06 Romeo, passing the green codes north of Prospect Avenue.
2006 Romeo, yes, you may proceed. Next callback's 36th Street.
Resume normal speeds?
Yes.
Copy.
'53 Delta Bay 50th.
A3 Delta Bay 50, if that is a copy. Next callback will be your next and last stop, Coney Island, Stillwell.
Stillwell.
'42 Romeo, Lex 59.
Lex 59 for the 2049 Nancy, that is, or sorry, 2042 Romeo, that's a copy. The next callback is 57th Street, 7th Avenue.
57-7.
2025 Nancy bypassing F3-360.
125 Nancy, that is a copy. Be advised you have 10 mph speed restriction until north of Prospect Avenue. You're signal F3-408. Your next callback will be 36th Street.
Copy 36.
Calling back at Times Square 42nd Street for the 2049 Nancy.
3.9 Nancy, Times Square 42nd as a Kaiba Street Express line. Your next callback is 14th Street, Union Square.
Copy that.
Union Square, 30 Romeo.
15th Street, Union Square for the 2030 Romeo. That is a copy. Next callback will be Canal Street.
Canal.
2005 Delta is at 9th Ave.
05 Delta 9th Avenue, that is a copy. Next callback 62nd Street.
10-4.
26 Romeo, 36th Street.
06 Romeo 36, that is a copy. Push forward 4th Avenue line for your next callback 59th Street.
NQR345 connection is available to Long Island Railroad.
2017 Delta Pacific Street.
Pacific Street for the 2017 Delta, that is a copy. You may proceed. Next callback is signal F3-360. It is at the yellow cones at south of Union Street.
Copy F3-360.
What is Romeo, 57th Street?
2 Romeo, 57th Street, 7th Avenue, that's a copy. Next callback, Times Square, 42nd.
Times Square.
53 Delta terminated, Stillwell Avenue.
53 Delta, that's a copy for Coney Island, Stillwell. You can discharge your passengers, terminate your train. Thank you for your service. Have a good night.
Copy, you too.
2037 Nancy is at decom and unlocking X144, awaiting further instructions.
37 Nancy, X144, that is a copy. Next callback will be Pacific Street.
10-4 Pacific.
I'm going to 12 Nancy up the Kings Highway.
12 Nancy, Kings Highway, that's a copy. Next callback's your last stop, Coney Island, Stillwell.
Last stop, Coney.
2017 Delta, we just passed the traffic cones, just passed F3-360.
2017 Delta, that's a copy. Be advised you have 10 mile/h speed restriction until north of Prospect Avenue. Your next callback will be at those cones north of Prospect.
1954 Romeo terminated at Bay Ridge 95th.
Romeo, Bay Ridge 95th, that is a copy. You can discharge your passengers, terminate your train. Thanks for your service. Have a good night.
Copy.
Change to Union Square for the 2049 Nancy.
49 Nancy, Union Square, it's a copy. Next callback will be Canal Street.
Copy that.
.42 Romeo, Times Square, 42nd.
Times Square, 42nd for 42 Romeo, that's a copy. Push for local line. Your next callback's 14th Street, Union Square.
Union Square.
30 Romeo, Canal, upper level.
30 Romeo, Canal, upper level, that is a copy. Next callback, Rector Street.
Rector.
306 Romeo going at 59th Street.
206 Romeo, 59th, that is a copy. Push forward 4th Avenue line. Next callback's your last stop here, 95th.
Copy for 95th.
.2005 Delta's at 62nd.
62nd Street, 2005 Delta, that is a copy. Next callback, Bay Parkway.
4.
$2037 Nancy is at Atlantic Avenue, Pacific Street.
37 Nancy at Pacific, that is a copy. I'm going to hold you there for about 45 seconds. You got 2 trains in the flagging area in front of you.
10-4 for holding.
This is a 24-9 Nancy at Canal Street, lower level.
49 Nancy Canal, that is a copy. Next call back, decal interlocking X144.
Copy that.
$2025 Nancy at 36th Street.
25 Nancy 36, that is a copy. Push for 4th Avenue line. For your next call back is 59th Street.
Copy 59th Street.
17 Delta, you have full lineup to 36th Street. Next call back, doors open at 36. 18 Romeo, next call back's Court.
Copy.
Oh, 17 Delta. 17 Delta, I did confirm the full line up to 36, correct?
17 Delta, yes you did.
Coney Island, still have new Coney Nancy.
2037 Nancy may depart Pacific. Your next call back is going to be F3360. It's north of Union and it's where the first set of yellow cones are. 2012 Nancy at Coney Island-Stillwell. That is
Call
a
back
cop.
for the 37 Nancy.
12 Nancy, you can discharge your passengers, terminate your train. Thank you for your service. Have a good night.
Me too.
37 Nancy, callback is the signal south of Union Street. It's the first set of yellow cones.
So F3360.
Yes.
10-4, closing down.
2042 Romeo, Union Square.
Alright, 30 Romeo at Rector. Next callback, Whitehall.
Whitehall.
42 Romeo, Union Square. Next callback is Canal Street.
Canal.
Romeo Court.
18 Court, that is a copy. Next callback is going to be DeKalb Avenue.
Copy.
This is 36th Street. Transfers available to the D, M, and R trains.
30 Romeo, Whitehall.
3 Romeo Whitehall at the copy. Next callback, Court Street.
Court.
$2037 Nancy is stopped at
Island-Stillwell
F3360. What are the
Avenue-bound
special instructions for
local
this train?
train. The next
37
stop
Nancy
is
has a copy.
46th
Advised you have 10 mile per hour speed restriction until F3-408. It is north of Prospect Avenue. Next callback will be at those green cones at Prospect.
10-4 for F34, F440 to F30, F3408.
Yes, F3408 is correct.
Copy F3408.
17 Delta, 36th Street.
17 Delta 36, that is a copy. Next callback will be 9th Avenue. Push for West End lineup.
9th Avenue, West End lineup.
26 Romeo terminated at Bay Ridge, 95th Street.
Then this is going on about
It's Romeo Bay Ridge 95th, that is a copy. You can discharge your passengers, terminate your train. Thank you for your service. Have a good night.
This is the 2049 Nancy at decom interlocking X144.
49 Nancy X144, that is a copy. You're going to hold there. There's going to be a Romeo cross in front of you for gapping purposes.
Copy.
2025 Nancy at 59th Street.
59th Street for the 2025 Nancy at Caiaphas for Sea Beach line. For your next callback is New Utrecht Avenue.
Happy New Utrecht.
18 Romeo decall.
18 Romeo decall to Caiaphas for 4th Avenue line. Next callback Pacific.
Copy.
Third Romeo Court Street.
Hey, Romeo Court, that is a copy. Next callback is DeKalb Avenue.
Decall.
42 Romeo Canal Street.
42 Romeo Canal, it's a copy. Next callback Whitehall.
Whitehall.
It's 2005 Delta, next callback.
2005 Delta, you never called in.
I said 2005 Delta's at Bay Parkway.
05 Delta Bay Parkway, it's a copy. Next callback Bay 50th.
10-4.
H Romeo Pacific.
18 Romeo Pacific, that is a copy. Next callback is going to be the first set of yellow cones south of Union Street.
Copy.
Alright, the 2049 Nancy at Interlock X144, you may proceed out. Next callback Pacific Street.
Copy for Atlantic.
Coney Island bound. Do your next stop, Fort Hill.
17 Delta, 9th Avenue.
9th Avenue for 17 Delta, that is a copy. Next callback 62nd Street.
Second.
Decall 30 Romeo.
H Romeo calling bypassing cones.
As a copy for the 2018 Romeo, be advised you have 10-mile-per-hour speed restriction until north of Prospect Avenue. Your callback is at the green set of cones north of Prospect Avenue.
Copy.
The 2030 Romeo at DeKalb Avenue, you're going to hold. There's a Nancy crossing in front of you to Pacific Street.
Roger that.
This is Fort Hamilton Parkway. Coney Island bound D, next stop 50th Street, stand clear of the closing doors.
2037 Nancy is approaching signal F3408.
37 Nancy F3408, that is a copy. May resume normal speed. Your next callback is 36th Street.
10436, closing down. Not closing down, proceeding.
Delta is at Bay 50th.
05 Delta, Bay 50, if that is a copy. Next callback is your next and last stop, Coney Island, Stillwell.
10-4.
This is 50th Street. This is a Coney Island Stillwell Avenue bound D train. Next stop 55th Street. Stand clear of the closing doors.
Point 49 Nancy's Atlantic Barclays.
49 Nancy Pacific, that is a copy. Your next callback will be signal F3-360. It is at Union Street. It's where the first set of yellow cones are.
Copy that.
2025 Nancy, New Utrecht Avenue.
30 Romeo and DeKalb may proceed to Pacific.
Pacific.
25 Nancy
Romeo,
Utrecht,
Whitehall.
next callback, Highway.
Copy, Kings Highway.
This is a Coney Island.
24C Romeo Whitehall, next callback Court.
62nd
Court.
Street, New Utrecht Avenue. Stand clear of the closing doors.
'18 Romeo, when you get to the green cones, you may resume normal speed. Your new callback is 36th Street.
Copy.
.2037 Nancy is at 36th Street on the local track.
37 Nancy 36, that is a copy. Push 4th Avenue line, next call back 59th Street.
10459 closing down.
Point 49 Nancy is approaching signal F3360.
F3360, that is a copy. 49 Nancy. Be advised you have a 10-mile-per-hour speed restriction until north of Prospect Avenue at F3408. Your next callback is at those green cones north of Prospect Avenue.
Copy that.
17 Delta is at 62nd Street.
17 Delta 62nd, that is a copy. Next callback Bay Parkway.
Bay Barclays.
.2005 Delta is at Stillwell.
Delta Coney Island Stillwell, that is a copy. You can discharge your passengers, terminate your train. Thank you for your service. Have a good night.
You too.
$20.42 Romeo, Port Street.
30 Romeo.
42 Romeo, that is a copy. Next callback will be DeKalb Avenue 42.
DeKalb.
2030 Romeo at Pacific. I'm gonna hold you there for about a minute. You got 2 trains in the flagging area in front of you.
Copy that.
18 Romeo clear the flagging zone.
2018 Romeo, that is a copy. Let me know you have doors open 36.
Copy.
Coney Island bound D train, next stop 79th Street, stand clear of the closing doors.
Okay, 2030 Romeo, you may clear out of Pacific Street. Next callback will be the first set of yellow cones at Union Street.
Copy.
This is 79th Street.
Was the 2049 Nancy supposed to call in at the cones near 9th Street or Prospect Avenue?
2049 Nancy, no, you can call back at the cones at Prospect
Coney
Avenue.
Island bound D,
Alright,
next
copy.
stop is 18th Avenue, stand clear of the closing doors.
Eighteen Romeo 36, open traffic.
18 Romeo 36, that is a copy. Your next callback will be 59th Street.
30 Romeo approaching the flagging.
And 2037
42
Nancy is
Romeo,
at
thank
59.
Alright, 37 Nancy at 59th Street. Your next callback will be New Utrecht Avenue for Sea Beach.
Copy New Utrecht. Goes no.
30 Romeo at the flagging. Be advised you have 10 mile per hour speed restriction until north of Prospect Avenue. Next callback will be those flags north of Prospect Avenue.
Copy Prospect.
This is 18th
42 Romeo DeKalb. Next callback Pacific.
What the heck?
2025 Nancy at Kings Highway.
25 Nancy King Power, that is a copy. Next callback will be your last stop, Coney Island Stillwell.
Copy that.
Coney Island bound D train, next stop 20th Avenue, stand clear of the closing doors.
Twenty 49 Nancy, you're clear into 36th Street. Your new callback's 36. Once again, 2049 Nancy, you're fully clear at 36th Street. Your new callback's 36. You resume normal speed once you get past the green cones.
Copy that.
Island-bound D train, next stop Bay Parkway. Stand clear, closing doors.
.42 Romeo, Pacific Street.
42 Romeo Pacific, that is a copy. We're already there for about a minute. You got 2 trains in the flagging area in front of you.
Copy.
Police 17 Delta Bay Parkway.
Bay Parkway for the 2017 Delta, that is a copy. Next call back, Bay 50th.
Eddie.
Uh, 2037, RGC coming to 2037 Nancy.
37 Nancy, yes, I'm aware of the floating signals. Just follow the signals on the ground.
Not only that, it's they're all the timers are set to 5.
Yeah, 37 Nancy is normal.
10-4.
18 Romeo 59th, push for Bay Ridge Line. Next call back, the last stop, Bay Ridge 95th. $18 Romeo, is that a copy for Bay Ridge?
This is
2042 Romeo, you can proceed down to Pacific. Next call back, signal F3360. It is the first set of cones outside of Union Street.
F3260.
Coney Island-bound D train, next up Bay 50th Street. Stand clear of closing doors.
8 Romeo 59.
18 Romeo 59th, next call back, Bay Ridge 95th.
2049 Nancy is 36th Street on the local track.
36 for the 49 Nancy, that is a copy. Your next call back is 59th Street.
Copy.
2030 Romeo, you can just grab call back at the green cones, you're clear to 36th Street.
.42 Romeo entering the flagging zone.
Copy. Be advised, you have 10 mile per hour speed restriction. It's on north of Prospect Avenue. Next call back is north of Prospect Avenue with the green cones.
Copy.
This is Bay 50th
30 Romeo Profit.
3 Romeo at the copy, resume full speed. Next call back is 36.
Coney Island-bound D train, next and last stop Coney Island, Stillwell Avenue. Stand clear of closing doors.
Shit, Bay 50th. 2017 Delta, Bay 50th Street.
Jersey Delta Bay 50, if that is a copy, next callback will be your last stop, Coney Island, Stillwell.
Coney Stillwell.
At 2037 Nancy's at Utrecht Avenue.
Utrecht 37 Nancy, that is a copy, next callback, Kings Highway.
10-4 Kings Highway, closing the...
.25 Nancy terminating at Stillwell Avenue.
Down Stillwell for the 2025 Nancy, that is a copy. You can discharge your passengers, terminate your train. Thank you for your service. Have a good night.
Good night.
Calling back at 59th Street, 4th Avenue.
Yeah, actually, for the 49 Nancy, that is a copy. Push for Sea Beach line. Next call back into Utrecht Avenue.
Copy.
Romeo Bay Ridge 95th, that's a copy. You can discharge your passengers, terminate your train. Thanks for your service. Have a good night.
I didn't terminate it.
Go ahead, 2018. What's the issue? I heard you call in.
30 Romeo 36.
Hey, Romeo 36, copy. Next call back 59.
Coney Island.
Oh, I was double checking for my callback. That was it.
Yeah, it's Bay Ridge.
This is the
Alright,
last stop
copy.
on this train. Please leave the train. Thank you for running MTA New York City Transit.
.42 Romeo, when you get to the green cones, Marizuno will speed you up full line to 36th Street.
Copy.
Fine. 2017 Delta. We have doors open, Coney Island, Stillwell.
Delta, Coney Island, Stillwell, that is a copy. Discharge your passengers, terminate your train. Thank you for your service. Have a good night.
Why are there Why are they also grinding?